Center, Creative Collision, Colligan of Oberlin, Decatur Co-op, Decatur County Beef, Decatur Health, Farm Credit of Western Kansas, FNB Bank of Oberlin, Frederickson Insurance Agency, Kitchen Solvers, Nutrient Ag Solutions of Oberlin, Ray's Grocery, The Bank in Downtown Oberlin, United Northwest Federal Credit Union, and Ward Drug Store.
Now, here's the voice of the Red Devils, Sam Knoll.
Hi again, everybody. Quick turnaround, but we welcome you back here from Bartley, Nebraska, home of the Southwest Rough Riders, where we're just about set and ready to go for a little more Oberlin Red Devil volleyball. Game number 2 of the triangular tonight between Oberlin and Southwest. Oberlin winning match number 1 of the day for themselves, taking down St. Francis 25-14, 25-15, and Southwest winning their match over St. Francis 25-7, 25-23. They let St. Francis kind of back into it down the stretch late in set number 2, or I should say let them into it in the early part of that set, as in set 2 there, St. Francis jumped out to a 17-10 lead, but Southwest rallied back to what scored 15 points there. They outscored them 15-6 to walk away with the win, 25-23. Oberlin dominant, in control the whole time over St. Francis, 25-14, 25-15, and looked really good, and hopefully they can continue that here. The Rough Riders come in 16-2, Oberlin at 9-9 now on the year. Oberlin has won 2 out of their last 3 matchups. Southwest coming into today had lost, went 2-1 to the Sutherland Invite, I should say. They beat Sutherland 2-0, beat Hitchcock County 2-1, but then lost to Overton, kind of in an ugly game, 25-9, 26-24. So they had a little bit to prove, chip on their shoulder after a tough match there against Overton to end the day. But the Overton Eagles, I think, are 17-1 now on the season. So it's a quality loss, but I'm sure they were just hoping that they played a little bit better. All right, that'll wrap things up for our Decatur Co-op pregame show. Like I mentioned, Oberlin at 9-9. They went 1-1 last Tuesday at the Cheyenne Triangular in Bird City. Southwest off of that Sutherland Invite, and then the win over St. Francis a little bit earlier. The only 2 losses this season for Southwest, 1 to Overton, 1 to McCook. Oberlin and Southwest have met up this season in the first round of the McCook Invite on the 20th of September, so just about 10 days ago, and Southwest got the win 25-19, 25-14. This is a Southwest Rough Rider team that went undefeated throughout the regular season all the way up until the state tournament last year, finished at 34-2 and 4th place in the state in 2024. Oberlin, as you know, went 0-2 in the regionals last year, but looking to go a little bit deeper, maybe even make a sub-state appearance. And hey, when you're there, you can make it to the state tournament pretty easy with a couple of wins as well. So Oberlin and Southwest for a final game of the triangular here today. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we will have volleyball between Oberlin and Southwest here on 101.1 KFNF, today's best country.
Ever wonder why some people have a spring in their step? It's simple. Fuel. Quality fuel from Decatur Co-op. Without the right fuel, your day can feel like a drag. But with Decatur Co-op's premium Fieldmaster diesel or unleaded fuel delivered straight to you, those days of sluggish starts are over. Serving Northwest Kansas and Southwest Nebraska, they keep you moving. Check out their bulk fuel delivery today. Premium fuel and service you deserve at Decatur Co-op, with a location near you.
Red Devil Athletics on today's best country, 101.1 KFNF.
Welcome back here from Bartley, and home of the Southwest Rough Riders, where they're going through introductions. Just introduced Oberlin out on the floor, and now Southwest going through their introductions as well. Southwest didn't play many home matches last year, and this year they've had quite a few already, 6-0 at home. And then coming up here in this month of October, as we're just a day away from that, pretty much the last half of October, they will be at home for a lot of it, other than a couple of rounds in the RPAC tournament, which is their conference. And then if they have to go on the road at all in the postseason, but more than likely they will have the sub-district tournament here. And Oberlin, like I mentioned, with the regional standings coming out, sitting in that kind of driver's seat to maybe top 4, will host the either quad or triangular, whatever one you get put in with your seed. But Oberlin is kind of sitting in that driver's seat at 8 and 9 to jump into the top 4. Jason Osborne, who's at 13 and 9. So Oberlin will get the serve to open it up. It's a jam-packed gym here in Bartley. Maybe not on the visiting side. There's still some Oberlin faithful over there, but on the southwest side, it is jam-packed. They love their volleyball here and have had some recent success, that's for sure, as the Rough Riders have been to the state tournament the last 3 straight seasons, and last year was the first time making it past the first round. So they're wanting to bring home a state title this year, that is for sure. Lauren May back to serve for the Red Devils. And May lobs it up and over the back left corner, dug up by Nelms outside. Big swing, Nelms down the near side, popped up here for Willoughby and sent over on a free ball from Brooklyn Gehring, who gets the start here in game number 2. Into the back row, dug up by Larson from the 10-foot line. May sets up Gehring from the left pin, rolls it over into the back row for Nelms down the middle again, and putting it down and in for a kill is Kyra Nelms. Their sisters, Kyra and Annika, the twins, Annika, that have been so good for Southwest, now seniors. This serve popped up into the back row for Briley Minnick. Long set up outside. No, down the middle this time for Briley. Cut him off guard. Now Kyra, tied against the net, is able to punch it back over. Lizzie Wyneth does the same, but hers goes wide, and Southwest takes a 2-0 lead. Couple of interesting points to open up the day. Open up this match. Here's the serve. Goes into the back row from Stritt. Back set this time. Wyneth just has to punch it over after it was tied against the net. Now set up from Billiter outside. The swing down the near side. Try for more. Outside Brooklyn Gehring off the blocks. And then Nelms just punches it back over with one hand after it was popped up in the air. Briley Minnick sends it over with a bump into the back row. Popped up from Annika Nelms in the back row to Kyra, who shoves it over with one hand. Into the back right corner. Great dig right there by Caitlin Adams. Now Kyra Nelms trying to go with a slide from the middle position out to the far right pin and hits it into the net, and it's 2-1, and that's what Oberlin has to take advantage of. They want to walk away with a win here against Southwest. Got to take advantage of the mistakes of Southwest. Ella Willoughby, hard serve, and this one is too hard. It's long. Service error number 1 on the day for the Red Devils. Oberlin finished with 6 there against Saney. Here's the serve from Billiter, and that one's into the net. And so each team trades a service error there, and it's 3-2. Oberlin still down by 1 in set 1. Briley Minnick back to serve. Briley lobs it up on the near side, picked up there by the Rough Riders. Outside, Kyra Nelms, left pin, off the block, and out of bounds. Elsie Larson and Maria Rodriguez gave it a good try, but Kyra Nelms is able to push it through them and down on the far out of bounds line to make it 4-2. Kyra Nelms, the one back to serve now, and she'll lob it up into the back row, dug out by Briley Minnick, bumped up, and now sent over on a free ball from Maria, who gets it to go and fall down in front of a diving libero there for the Rough Riders, and Bellamy Stritt got it to fall down right in front of her on the little roll shot. Maria will take that for her first kill. And it makes it 4-3. Jory, the one back to serve now, gives it off to Kyra in the back row. Outside, Kyra Nelms punching it over. That's Annika Nelms. She punched it over, but they say the Rough Riders are into the net, and the Red Devils have tied it up at 4 apiece in set number 1. Jory back to serve again, lobs it up to the back row. Kyra with a dig. They want Annika Nelms on the near side pin. Big shot now, almost a kill try, but Willoughby is able to dig it out. Now Elsie just trying to pop it over, and it popped right back at her by Annika. Now down the middle for Annika Nelms. And it's popped up in the back row right there by Jory Forden. Outside, big swing. Larson off the block of Nelms up front. Bump set from Rodriguez out to Briley Minnick, who lobs it up and over to Kyron Elms in the back row. Outside, big swing here from Hauser out of the back row. Now Kyra Sowers looking for that kill from the cross court, going up the line on the far sideline there, close to the 10-foot line, and just missed it wide. And it's 5-4 Southwest. Oberlin got to win some of those long rallies today. Stritt with the serve, lobs it up along the far sideline. Sowers with the overpass, and it catches the Rough Riders off guard, and they head it out of bounds, and it's 5-5. So Oberlin staying in it here. Larson with the serve, picked up by Stritt down the middle. Big swing for Annika Elms and a kill. So Annika Elms gets on the board with her first kill on the day, and it makes it 6-5. This serve barely over the top of the net, picked up by Minnick, outside Wyneth, left pin off the box, and it'll fall down. Lizzie Wyneth stepping up right there in a big spot on the far side pin to pick up her first kill, and knots it back up at 6 apiece. Maria Rodriguez back to serve, gives it off to Annika Elms in the back row. They set it up outside, picked up by Rodriguez. This is tied against the net, shoved back over from Kyra Sowers, but she puts herself in the net trying to do so, and it's 7-6 Southwest. Back and forth we go in set number 1. Annika Elms back to serve again. Nelms lobs it up, picked up by Larson. Back set, Fortin outside Minnick, off the block of Kyron Elms up front. Now they'll bump it back over from Billiter, picked up by Sowers. They'll set it up down the middle for Briley, who rolls it over to the back row. Picked up by Annika. Kyra sets it up to Billiter, who will now send it over on a free pass. Down the middle this time, no overpass, and Billiter will have it go off the block of Briley, and it falls down on the southwest side. Briley Minnick stepping up big there, doesn't have a kill, but picks up a block. That was a huge moment for the Red Devils, much needed, and it's tied up at 7 apiece. As Aspen Billiter just tried to shove that right back at the Red Devils, but Briley read it and blocked it inbounds for the point. 7-7. Laura DeMay back to serve for the Red Devils. Lobs it up into the back row. Picked up there by Adams. And now running it down is Annika Elms. Saving it inbounds. Might have been out of bounds. Wyneth, but instead Briley Minnick out of the middle spot. Has almost got herself a kill. Billiter rained it down. Shoved it back in play. And now Brooklyn Gearling blocked up front off of the left pin. Outside for Wyneth. And she pops it into the net. 8-8. Red Devils got a little out of sorts after Aspen Billiter run that down. She was behind the 10-foot line and almost went running into the far side post, but was able to shove it back in, and Southwest able to get the point. This serve along the near sideline, picked up by Wyneth, and a bad set from Laura DeMay. Just mishandled it a little bit, and it makes it 9-7. So largest lead for either team today, 2 points for the Rough Riders. Hard serve from Stritt into the back row. They want Minnick down the middle. And right there to pick it up is Adams. Joust on the net. Nelm shoves it back off of Briley. Popped on the air for Maria. But the Red Devils will get called for 4 hits. And it's 10-7, and Southwest extends the largest lead of the night to 3. So back to serve again is Tegan Stritt here. Stritt lobs it up along the far sideline, picked up by Gehring. Back set, Briley Minnick with 2 hands, punches it over. Right there to pick it up was Billiter. And now they try to get it outside to Hauser, and she will hit it into the net, and it's 10-8. So 10-8 here in set number 1. Oberlin down by 2. Ella Willoughby back to serve. Oberlin staying in tough with some of Nebraska's best here. Into the back row, picked up by Nelms, and Kyra Nelms will just punch it over with 1 hand. So the setup outside, and Elsie Larson punches it into the back row. They set it up down the middle this time for Kyra Nelms, who just taps it right over the top of the block of Elsie Larson, and Briley Minnick just mistimed the jump by a second or two. Or else they would have shoved it right back at her, but that's a ton of experience up front there with Kyra Elms, and she's able to get the kill to make it 11-8. Her 3rd kill, and this serve is long from the Rough Riders, and make it 11-9 here in set number 1. Back to serve is Briley Minnick now. She gives a hard one to the back row, picked up by Annika Elms. Billiter the bump set outside Kyra Elms. Ropes it inside the antenna, overpass. Now Hauser gives it back with an overpass herself. Long set up May, outside Elsie Larson. Far side pin and a kill down the far sideline. Elsie stepping up huge there to make it 11-10 here in set number 1. And Oberlin Getting a big kill right there to come back to within one. Briley Minnick back to serve again for the Red Devils. Briley pushes this one into the net. Second service error for the Red Devils. Kyra Nelms back to serve. Kyra lobs this one up and into the net herself. So they exchange service errors again. Oberlin down by one, 12-11. Have been down by as many as 3 today, but have always been able to find a way back into it. Back to serve. Here is Jory Fortin. She lobs it up and over. Picked up in the back row. Long set up outside. Annika Nelms off the block. Maria right there to meet her. Now the back set this time out of the back row. Kyra Nelms. What a play call right there by the Rough Riders to dial up the heavy hitter out of the back row. Kyra Nelms, and she gets the kill. That was perfect. Her 4th for Kyra, and it's 13-11. To serve this one up, Bellamy Stritt gives it off to the back left corner there for Ella Willoughby. Back set down the middle for Maria, who rolls it over to the back row for Billiter. Long set up outside. Annika Nelms from the left near side pin, able to put it down. Annika Nelms with her second kill, and it makes it 14-11. It's a 3-point lead. Stritt out of the back row here. Soft serve, picked up on the far sideline by Sowers. Bump set, Elsie, all she can do, place it over with 2 hands, but put it in the middle of the floor where no one was. Outside, Annika Nelms rolls this one in along the back line, perfectly placing it. And this is the largest lead of the night now for the Rough Riders. 3rd kill from Annika Nelms, the 6-foot senior. 15-11. Southwest in front by 4. Stritt back to serve, lobs it up just behind the 10-foot line for Sowers. Back set this time. Larson rolls it over and gets it to go on the far sideline. Just barely getting it past Aspen Billiter, but she put it down at the right moment. Elsie picking up a big kill, her 2nd, and it makes it 15-12. Red Devils back within 3. Dug out by Kyra Nelms. They want her. No, Annika Nelms down the middle. Big swing. Picked up by Briley. Kept alive by Maria and sent over from Jory. Annika Nelms again blocked up by Maria Rodriguez and punched over. Right there along the far side. The libero picks it up outside. Big swing. This one is long from Tegan Stritt. The 5'6" sophomore trying to join the party but couldn't, and it makes it 15-13. So 15-13. Elsie Larson back to serve here. And looks like Annika Nelms, who's playing in the back row for the Rough Riders, might have a little bit of a bandage issue here or something. As Coach Barnett for the Rough Riders has made her way out there. And I wonder if she had maybe a little bit of a blister situation or something there. But they're going to have to sub a player in, are the Rough Riders. And so coming in is Cassidy Vaughn. She'll come in for Nelms, who has went off the court trying to fix her situation. Picked up by Kyra Nelms here on the dig. They want her out of the back row. Big swing. Briley off her wrist. Saved by Lizzie Wyneth, but just a little too late as it goes out of bounds, and it's 16-13. Kyra Nelms out of the back row with a couple of kills, and man, can she just get a ton of power on the ball, especially out of the back row, which is so tough. This one in the back row for Briley off the serve. Lizzie from the left pin wants it on the back line and instead gives it long. And it's 17-13, so Southwest back to their largest lead of the night by 4 here in set 1. Back to serve, Caitlin Adams again, gives it off on the near side, picked up there by Maria Rodriguez, who tries to push it back in the inside the antenna and can't. It's 18-13. So 5-point lead for the Rough Riders. Oberlin in desperate need of a side out. Adams back to serve again, picked up by Rodriguez. Fortin sets up Maria, left pin, cross-court try. Adams tied against the net for Billiter. Down the middle, Vaughn rolls it over and in front of the back row. Cassidy Vaughn, who did not have a kill this season, just picks up her first, and it makes it 19-13. Time out of the floor by Oberlin. Set number 1, Southwest in front by 6 here on 101.1 KFNF.
Here come the men in black trucks for all your home needs.
Say no to bad roofs. Say yes to AquaShield Roofing. With over 17 years of providing A-plus services. Roofs, siding, gutters, windows, doors, and spray foam insulation. Plus, AquaShield Roofing offers a workmanship warranty. For your free estimate, give them a call at 785-475-2533. AquashieldRoofing.com.
Here come the men in black trucks for all your home needs.
The Red Devils play here on today's best country, 101.1 KFNF.
19-13 here in set number one. Red Devils find themselves down 6. It's the largest lead of the night for the Rough Riders. We went back and forth through the most part, through the first, I'd say 12, 13 points or so, but Southwest has been able to take an advantage here. Back to serve is Adams, and her serve is into the net, so the Red Devils will take that out of the Oberlin timeout. Third service here today for Southwest, who came in once again at 16-2. Back to serve is Maria. She lobs up to the back row, picked up by Stritt. They set it up outside. Vaughn rolls it over in front of Jory Forden with a great sliding dig, and now Lizzie Wyneth pops it over. This pass out of bounds, kept alive by Kyra Nelms and sent over from Vaughn. Back set to Sowers on the near side pin, and her rollover shot with a bump is out of bounds, and it's 20-14. It's not what Oberlin was wanting there, that's for sure. And Annika Nelms, after getting her finger rebandaged, has made her way back into the contest. It's 20-14, and she's the one to serve it up. Into the back row for Larson. Back set this time. Briley Minnick puts it down for a kill. Briley Minnick with a great shot right there. Just her first kill unofficially. And it makes it 20-15. Southwest has been doing a good job trying to keep the ball away from her. But it's 20-15 here in set number one. Red Devils in need of one of those long serving runs here, and Lauren May has delivered a few of them, that's for sure. Lauren back to serve, rolls it over to the back row, picked up there, set up outside, big swing for Kyra Nelms, popped up by Elsie Larson. They set it up outside, Brooklyn Gearing able to just roll it over with one hand. Now a big setup outside this time for Stritt, picked up in the back row by Ella Willoughby, down the middle, Briley Minnick off the blocks again and down. She's got back-to-back kills and back-to-back swings, and the Red Devils have pulled back to within 4 at 20-16. Lauren May back to serve. Lauren into the net. Third service here for the Red Devils. Came in with 91 today. That's their 9th overall of the match, but do have a few aces so far. Back to serve here is Stritt. Barely rolls it over. Gearing there to pick it up. Back set. Briley going off the tip and is able to get it to go after it went off of the block up front of Kyra Nelms and down. So Briley's got 3 kills in her last 3 swings, and it's 21-17. Ella Willoughby back to serve now, and her serve hard and out. Just need to tone it down just a hair. 22-17, 5-point game in favor of Southwest. Billiter back to serve here. She pops it up and over, in along the back line to Willoughby. They set up Briley outside. Big swing and a kill from the near side right pin. Briley Minnick on fire down the stretch here. She's got 4 kills in her last 4 swings, and it makes it 22-18 here in set number 1. Briley back to serve, and her serve is long. Oberlin trying to hit that back line and just are putting a little too much juice on it. Number 5 in the first set, 23-18. Kyra Nelms with a serve. Picked up by Ella Willoughby. Punched over from Elsie Larson, and then she came down on somebody. It's Lauren May. Hopefully she's going to be okay. It's never good when you come down on one of your own teammates up front there, and she's kind of hobbling off. Hopefully she's going to be all right. It's Lindsay Fortin looking at her bench here, trying to see who she's going to put in. As Elsie is able to come off, she came down right on Lauren May's leg or foot after she punched that one over. And it looks like Oberlin is going to be forced here to put in a new player. Looks like Michaela Marshall is putting the shoes on, getting ready. She was on the JV team today, so had those shoes off. Didn't think she was going to have to play in the varsity match, but Michaela is now making her way in here. So she'll come in and fill in for Elsie. Red Devils down to set point number 1 here as Kyron Elms is back to serve. Hopefully Elsie's going to be okay. Kyron Elms with a serve goes right at Marshall right away, and they send it over after she bumped it up off her chest. Annika Elms down the middle, off the block, and in along the far sideline. 25-18, Annika Elms ends it, and Southwest wins set number 1, 25-18. So it's back and forth for a little bit. The Red Devils hung in, but just couldn't quite come out with it. Oberlin losing set 1, 25-18. We're back with set 2 here in a sec on KFNF.
1, 2, what do I do? 3, 4, dents in my door. 5, 6, get them fixed. 7, 8, make them straight. 9, 10, paint it again.
Got a dent, scratch, or crunch? Don't stress it. Bring it to Creative Collision, where they make child's play out of bodywork. Stop in on North Highway 83 in Oberlin, Kansas, or call 785-470-2130.
Today on Hey Culligan, reverse to reduce. Here's Bob.
Hey, Culligan, I love fresh water, but I got plastic bottles coming out.
Whoa, Bob, you are not kidding about the bottles. But did you know Culligan's reverse osmosis and always-on drinking water systems provide fresh, clean, delicious drinking water and help reduce the equivalent of over 15 billion plastic bottles from landfills worldwide?
Holy, fresh, environmentally friendly drinking water. Am I right?
Right, Bob. And we're already on the way.
Call Matt Osmeyer at 785-475-2471. Your local dealer for Rollins, Decatur, and Morton counties.
A lot goes into taking care of your property. You need equipment with more reliability and versatility built in, like Kubota BX and L Series compact tractors that get the job done right, or the Z Series mowers that deliver a quality cut, and Sidekick utility vehicles where durability meets speed. Visit your Colby Ag Center for a demo today. Colby Ag Center, your local Cub Cadet dealer at 305 East Horton.
Decatur County Beef in Oberlin, Kansas wants to do business with the local farmers. They need high moisture corn, silage, and hay now, and dry corn now through October. Decatur County Beef offers very competitive prices, always looking for good help. Give Decatur County Beef a call. You'll be glad you did. That's Decatur County Beef, just north of Oberlin on Highway 83.
Red Devil Athletics on today's best country, 101.1 KFNF.
Welcome back here from Bartley. Set number 1 in the books. It goes to the Southwest Rough Riders 25-18. Oberlin kept it close most of the match, and it never really seemed like Southwest kind of had full control until the end there. They were able to go on a little bit of a run to walk away with the win by a final score of 25-18 there in set number 1. So we're just about set, ready to go here in set number 2. And back to serve it up to start set number 2 for Southwest is Annika Elms. She rolls over the middle of the floor, picked up by May, punched over with one hand by Lizzie Wyneth. Now the setup outside, rolling it over and looking for that far sideline is Billiter, but she's not able to, and it'll go out of bounds, and Oberlin takes the 1-0 lead here in set number 2, and hopefully Elsie Larson going to be okay. She's got the shoe off as she came down on top of Lauren May up front along the net there and rolled her ankle pretty good. And this one's rolled over from Kyron Elms, sent back on a free pass from Brooklyn Gehring. Long set up outside, rolling it inside the antenna. Now the overpass, and Elms just sticks her paw out and is able to shove it back. Briley Minnick down the middle. Big swing. Did she hit the back line? She does! And Oberlin will take the point to make it 2-0 here in set 2. That's a big swing for Briley Minnick, who's come alive. Came alive late in set 1 and now has made it 2-0 here in set 2. Back to serve is Lauren May. Lauren lobs it up and over, dug up in the back row. Now they set it up outside here for Nelms, running into the post, is able to set it over. Annika Nelms digs it out. They want Kyra Nelms down the middle. Big swing and a kill. Kyra put about 100 miles an hour of juice on that one to cut the lead from Oberlin down to 1. It's 2-1 here in set number 2. Back to serve, Tegan Stritt for the Rough Riders. Stritt serve goes into the net, and Oberlin will take that as the lead goes out 3-1. This is eerily similar of the way things went for Southwest against St. Francis. Kind of one controlled most of the match in set 1, and then set 2, St. Francis led 17-10 for the Rough Riders, made a dominant comeback to win 25-23. Back set, Kyra Nelms with the kill off the slide, and she's got her 7th to make it 3-2. So 3-2 in favor of Oberlin here, needing a big side out. Back to serve. Here is Billiter, and this serve is long. She was one to hit the back row and puts it too long. 5th service error for the Rough Riders. 4-2, Oberlin with the lead. Briley Minnick with a hard serve. Picked up by Adams along the near side. Bumped up Kyra Nelms from the 10-foot line, looking for the near sideline. Hits it out of bounds, and it's 5-2. So Oberlin got to take care of these advantages. Like I mentioned, when you get the mistake from Southwest, got to use it. Briley Minnick to Adams in the back row. Billiter sets it up outside. Kyra Nelms, far side pin, and the kill. Kyra with number 8, and to make it 5-3. So 5-3 here in set number 2. Oberlin looking to get above 500 again on the year. Here's the serve into the back row, picked up there by Briley Minnick. They set it up outside, tied against the net. The joust in. Maria Rodriguez is going to win it. As her and Nelms met at the point at the top of the net, Maria just able to get it to go off the side of the hands there of Nelms and fall down. They did call a lift, so 6-3. And Jory Fortin back to serve, and an ace right in front of Nelms. Jory Fortin with a big one. That's the first Red Devil ace in this match. Jory with ace number 11 now on the year. She's back to serve again. Picked up by Stritt in the back row. Long set up outside. Annika Nelms this time on the back line. No! It's too long as she goes from the near side pin. And it's an 8-3 lead now for the Red Devils by 5 in set 2. This serve is up and over. Barely dug out by Stritt out of system. Southwest sends it over. Willoughby with a sliding dig. Out to Sowers, who rolls it down the near sideline. Popped up in the air, tied against the net, and going over the line, trying to punch it back was Annika Nelms, and Oberlin leads 9-3. So keep building that lead. Keep the serve on your side. Fortin with the serve, barely gets Nelms to get after it. Annika down the middle, blocked up front by Maria Rodriguez, and down. And they're going to replay the point here, as they were both in the net at the same time, so make it 9-3. Jory Fortin back to serve. Billiter sets it up outside. Annika Nelms. This time Maria gets the full block and shoves it back at her. Maria Rodriguez with a big one and forces the timeout from Coach Barnett and the Rough Riders. It's 10-3. Southwest out in front. Oberlin out in front here in set number 1.
Chronic pain is a common condition with many possible treatment options that may include joint injections, nerve blocks, physical therapy, or radiofrequency ablation, depending on a provider's recommendation. Decatur Health shares this information to support community health education and awareness. By working together with specialists and primary care providers, Decatur Health helps patients and families understand available approaches to chronic pain. Learn more about chronic pain options at decaturhealth.org.
The Red Devils play here on today's best country, 101.1 KFNF.
Welcome back here from Bartley. Oberlin on top of Southwest 10-3 in set 2 after losing set 1. And this serve will go out of bounds out of the timeout to make it 10-4. But Jory Fortin does her job, goes on a long serving rally and puts Southwest in a little bit of a hole here. Stritt serve off the net and out of bounds. So teams extracting service errors there, and it's 11-4. Oberlin leads by 7 here in set number 2. And back to serve here for Oberlin is Airly Aguilar. She lobs up in the middle of the floor, sent over. Popped up in the air by Rodriguez. Now this one's tied against the net. Nelms is there to just bump it right back over and shove it down. So Nelms, that was Annika Nelms up front with the kill, her 5th. Back to serve. The Rough Riders gives it off to Aguilar on the back row. Sets it up outside. Rodriguez with a nice cross-court try. Now they set it up outside. This swing from Annika Nelms is put down for a kill and to make it 11-6. So Annika Nelms come alive a little bit here. She's got 6 kills now. Back-to-back kills as well. Make it 11-6. The serve from Adams, dug up there by Rodriguez. Fortin with a bump, set middle of the floor. Winans sends it over with a bump, but that's too long, and it's 11-7. So Oberlin got to find a way to get a side out here. 11-7 in set number 2. This serve from Adams, dug up by Rodriguez, barely pushes Sowers outside with some power. Gets Southwest out of system, and Oberlin now on the attack. The back set out of the back row for Briley. Adams tied against the net, and into the net is going to be Billiter as she tried to pop it over with the right hand as that pass was too close to the net. And to make it 12-7, Oberlin leads by 5 in set 2. Maria back to serve. This one on the back line. It's in! Maria Rodriguez with the ace. The second for the Red Devils in this set and the match. And to make it 13-7. Maria back to serve again. Hard one into the back row. Popped up there by Adams. Long setup outside. Tied against the net. Almost running over was Annika Nelms, but she stays in. Briley down the middle for the kill. Briley Minnick with her 6th. The Red Devils did a great job going tempo there, getting into the offense, realizing Annika Nelms was a little bit out of position. And so Briley went up against no block there and shoves it down, 14-7. Maria with the serve into the back row, picked up by Kyra Nelms. Back set, Annika Nelms this time right there to Jory Fortin in the back row. Lizzie Wyneth with 2 hands pushes it over. Tegan Stritt with a dig. Set up down the middle. Annika Nelms takes care of it. 7th kill, 14-8 in favor of the Rough Riders. Here in the second set, Nelms back to serve, gives it off right there, picked up by Willoughby. Back set, Briley Minnick off the blocks and down. And Briley has come alive here in this match in the last half of set 1 and here in set 2 as she leads the team in kills in the game with 7. And not the game high, but almost close to it. 15-8 here in set number 2. Lauren May back to serve. Lobs it up. Picked up by Adams. Running it down. Billiter outside for Kyra Nelms. Left pin. Great sliding dig by Aguilar. And the Red Devils are able to shove it back. Down the middle again this time. And Kyra Nelms can't let her have 2 tries at it. She'll make the go of the second one. And it makes it 15-9. So the Red Devils lead 15-9 here in set number 2. Southwest finally getting the serve back to them. Tegan Stritt will be the one to serve it up here. And Stritt sends it up short. And Minnick picks it up. They want her down the middle. She reads it, now just shoves it over with 2 hands. Nelms the set up to Billiter from the right pin, who rolls it over. Sliding dig. Wyneth kept alive by Fortin, but May can't punch it back over and to make it 15-10. I think the Red Devils just got a little bit out of whack there when Billiter, the normal setter, had the kill try. This one's lobbed over the back row, popped up by Aguilar. Running it down is May. Brooklyn Gehring from the left pin hits it into the net. And the Red Devils down a couple players here, Elsie Larson and Shelby Weigel. So Lindsey Fortin having to go to the JV side of things a little bit. 15-11. This serve is into the net. And not that those JV players can't play, but they just don't play a lot of varsity matches, I should say. But they're getting a ton of experience here at 16-11. Elsie Larson is checked back into the match. 16-11, Red Devils in front. Coming off of the service error. Ella Willoughby with the serve. It's a hard one. Picked up in the back row by Kyra Nelms. They want Kyra down the middle this time. Picked up by May on the near side corner. Brooklyn Gehring from the right pin puts it over with a bump. And Billiter down the middle. Kyra Nelms, big swing and a kill. She's got double digits now at 10. It's 16-12. Oberlin still leads by 4 here in set 2, but got to get another one of those long-serving rallies really to get a ton of momentum on your side. Billiter back there to serve. She lobs it up, picked up by Rodriguez. Back set this time. Minnick rereads it, shoves it inside the antenna. To Nelms. No, they go outside this time. Hauser rolling it over the middle of the net. Right there to pick it up was Larson. She'll bump it over with 2 hands. Tied against the net. Billiter just shoves it up with 1 hand. Popped over from Adams. Right there was Willoughby. Back set. Briley. Big swing down the middle. Popped up by Annika Nelms out of the back row. Kyra running it down. Saves it. It's along the back line. Willoughby keeps it alive and May shoves it over. What a rally. Down the middle. Kyra Nelms ends the long rally with a kill. She's got 11. And it's 16-13. So Oberlin giving everything they can to Southwest here, that's for sure. Back to serve is Billiter. She lobs it up into the back row. Popped up in the air by Willoughby. Saved inbounds there from May. And now Willoughby rolls it over. Against the net, Billiter down the middle. Kyra Nelms again out of that middle spot. They cannot find an answer for her at 16-14. Got to get a big block up front, but Maria kind of playing to the back row here. This serve into the back row for Willoughby, who gets it up front to Brooklyn. Gehring misreads it, goes into the net. Lindsay Fortin wants a timeout. We'll take one with her. 16-15, Oberlin clinging to a 1-point lead, down 1-0 here in set 2 on 101.1 KFNF.
Farm Credit of Western Kansas is synonymous with giving back to the community and its members. Whether it's attending events such as wheat plot tours, serving on various boards and committees, volunteering at local county fairs, or delivering $5.5 million in cash patronage checks, Farm Credit of Western Kansas is community driven. Stop in at 1190 South Range in Colby or one of our convenient outpost offices. Farm Credit of Western Kansas, financing ag for generations.
Red Devil Athletics on today's best country, 101.1 KFNF.
Welcome back here from Bartley, where we have got a good one in set 2. Oberlin down 1-0, losing it 25-18. Have been in control most of this second set. But again, Southwest, just like against St. Francis when they found themselves down big, has rallied back at 16-15. And it's Billiter with the serve, picked up by Minnick, tied against the net. May keeps it in bounds, sent over from Willoughby on a free ball. Do they go to Nelms again? They do. Down the middle, big swing, popped up in the air along the back row. Running it down is Willoughby, and it'll go out of bounds. And it'll be 16-16. So 16-16 as that one goes out of bounds. Back to serve here is Billiter, and she finds some open space on the near side. Aspen Billiter with her first ace, and number 16 for her on the year. Make it 17-16, and Southwest has come all the way back to take the lead. This serve into the back row, popped up by Willoughby, tied against the net. May plays it off the net, barely, and Larson in there to push it back over. Nelms down the middle again, and she's got the kill. Kyra Nelms with number 13 on the day, and she has just been the dominant force in that middle spot for them to come back here. It's now 18-16 in set 2. Billiter with a serve picked up along the back line right there by Willoughby, tied against the net, and Nelms was there to pop it over. Someone's to the net. They say it's the Red Devils, and it's 19-16. So 19-16 here in set number 2. And this serve is out along the back line. Make it 19-17. The Red Devils will take it. 8th service here for Southwest today. Riley Minnick back to serve. Lobs it up. Picked up by Adams. Back set Kyra from the right pin. It's down. Number 14. So you can only hold them off for so long. And Kyra Nelms showing that. She's now got 14 kills. Most of them coming in the second set. 20-17, Southwest in front. Nelms the serve to the back row. Willoughby back set this time. Larson down the middle. Big swing. Annika Nelms tied against the net. She's in the net. And the Red Devils will take the point to claw back to within 2 at 20-18. So Oberlin has got Kyra Nelms in the back row, but now they got to deal with Annika Nelms, who will be making her way up there in just a second. 20-18 in set number 2. Jory Fortin with the serve. Lobs up to the back row. Picked up by Stritt. Billiter sets it up outside. Annika Nelms left pin. Now the overpass off of the dig there from Briley Minnick. Down the middle. Annika Nelms again. Off the block. Briley there to pick it up with the dig. Outside. Elsie Larson left pin. Rolls it over to Stritt in the back row. Out of the back row. Kyra Nelms goes short. Right in the donuts and gets it to fall. Kyra Sowers. Jory Fortin got there, but a little too late. And even Kyra Nelms out of the back row is getting kills. 21-18, Southwest in front by 3. Long serve into the back row, picked up by Minnick. Down the middle, two-hand swat over for Maria Rodriguez on the far sideline. This set tight against the net. All Nelms could do was punch it over. Larson sets it up down the middle for Maria. Off once, twice, and falls down. Maria Rodriguez with her second kill of the match. And it makes it 21-19 here in set number 2. Back to serve, a hard one right in the middle of the floor there for Annika Nelms down the middle off the block. Maria doing a great job. Two-hand swat over from Jory Fortin. Billiter sets it up outside this time for Stritt, who finds it on the bet. No, they call it long. I thought that one hit the back line. The Southwest faithful not liking it, but Oberlin obviously does. It's 21-20. Oberlin down by 1 in set 2, down to 1 set none. Billiter tight against the net, was pulled off the net, popped it up in the air, tried to shove it back and couldn't. And so Oberlin will take that point to knot it up at 21. Here in set 2, back to serve, Elsie Larson over the middle, picked up by Annika Nelms. The overpass, and Maria Rodriguez takes care of it, and the Red Devils have rallied back to take the lead. And a timeout on the floor taken by Coach Barnett, and the Rough Riders 22-21. Oberlin in front by 1. We'll keep it right here. So the Red Devils found themselves down right there, 21-18. And have went on a 4-0 run to take the lead back at 22-21. I'd like to thank some more of our sponsors today: Aqua Shield Roofing, Colby Ag Center, Creative Collision, Colligan of Oberlin, Decatur Co-op, Decatur County Beef, Decatur Health, Farm Credit of Western Kansas, FNB Bank of Oberlin, Frederickson Insurance Agency, Kitchen Solvers of McCook, Next Tech, Nutrient Ag Solutions of Oberlin, Ray's Grocery, The Bank, United Northwest Federal Credit Union, Ward Drug Store, and Western Plains Energy. Big thank you to all of them, as well as Prairie Dog Creek Cattle Company for supporting Oberlin Red Devil Athletics here on 101.1 KFNF. Red Devils led most of the beginning part of this set and got up 16-10. But then Southwest rallied all the way back into it, and now Oberlin's went on a rally to take it back. Larson with a serve, picked up by Annika Nelms. The back set to her down the middle, and it's popped up in the air in the back row by Larson outside. Lizzie Wyneth just rolls it over the right hand. Nelms along the back row. Now Annika Nelms goes short and finds the open hole in the far side left corner. Annika Nelms with her 8th kill and ties it up at 22 apiece here in set number 2. Adams with the serve. Larson picks it up out of the back row. Minnick with a back row kill try. And Kyra Nelms picks it up outside. Annika Nelms from the near side left. Pin off the blocks and down. So the once 1-point lead for the Red Devils evaporates, and now it's a 1-point lead for Southwest. 23-22, 2 points away from the match win. Red Devils trying to prevent it. Adams back to serve. It twiggles the twine and falls down. Sowers turned around to run to her spot, and when she did, it went off the twine and down. It's 24-22. We'll keep it right here again. That's an ace for Caitlin Adams, her 15th on the year, and it couldn't come at a better time. And like I say, a lot of the times when that happens, in volleyball, you're going to need some luck to win, and that happened right there. 24-22. Red Devils down by 2. And both Annika Nelms and Kyra Nelms have taken over down the stretch here. Kyra especially, 15 kills for her in the match. Annika Nelms with 9. The next closest Rough Rider is Cassidy Vaughn with 1. And if you can remember, she came in for Annika Nelms in set 1 when Annika had a little bit of blood on her finger. Here's the serve over this time. from the Red Devils. It goes into the back row now. Popped over from Maria Rodriguez. Popped up from Stritt outside. And Annika Nelms hits it into the net to make it 24-23 here in set number 2. Oberlin down by 1. Set point number 2. Maria Rodriguez with a serve. Picked up by Stritt in the back row. They set it up down the middle. Annika Nelms kept alive in the back row by Maria Rodriguez. Wyneth rolls it over. Rough Riders on the attack again. Annika out of the middle spot. Popped up in the air in the back row by Jory Fortin. Lizzie Wyneth from the left pin rolls it over. Picked up by Kyra Nelms. The set up for Annika down the middle again. And right there is Elsie Larson. Red Devils with some good D down the middle. Briley Minnick off the block. Popped up in the air this time by Kyra Nelms. Outside Annika Nelms taps it over with one hand. They want Briley down the middle again. She goes short and finds the open hole. Briley Minnick with her 8th kill. Man, has she been a big hitter for the Red Devils in the second set. Tied up at 24, so they avenge the 2 set points. Now can they win it? Along the far sideline for Annika Nelms, the back set to her from the right pin, and she got it to go off the blocks and down. So we got extra point volleyball, 25-24. Southwest needs this point to win by 2. Their 3rd overall set point into the back row, picked up by Willoughby. The setup down the middle for Briley, who just rolls it over into the middle, somehow popped up by Adams, and Nelms shoves it over. Minnick again off the block, pop back right at her, and she'll shove it back with 2 hands. Rough Riders on the attack. Annika Nelms ends it down the middle. That's Kyra Nelms, her 16th kill, and this one ends at 26-24. Oberlin gave everything they had against a very tough Southwest team, but they come up just a bit short, losing an extra points, 26-24. We'll take a quick break. When do we come back? Come back with our post-game show. Oberlin losing the final match of this triangular, 2-0 to the Rough Riders of Southwest.
Should be simple and convenient. With FNB Bank, it is. Whether online, by phone, or with a debit card, accessing your money has never been easier. Imagine managing your finances from the comfort of your home or on the go with just a few taps. FNB Bank in Oberlin, Kansas makes it all possible, ensuring you have control of your banking 24/7. Experience the convenience of modern banking with FNB Bank. Visit fnbbank.com today.
Insurance, it seems like you can never have enough, and when it comes to peace of mind, it's good to have the right insurance in place. Fredrickson Insurance Agency in Oberlin can help you do just that. Fredrickson's can help with supplemental insurance for your home, farm, business, auto, and yes, even your crop. Fredrickson's will help you find the best plan from the best companies. Insurance, get the best from Fredrickson Insurance Agency next to the Landmark in downtown Oberlin, 785-475-3883.
Transforming your kitchen is a big step. Where do you start? Step into the beautiful showroom at Kitchen Solvers on East B Street in McCook, and they will expertly guide you toward the cabinets, countertops, tile, and flooring that are a reflection of you. Full kitchen remodel or simple upgrade, they can help. Just need material? They'll get it ordered. Need help with install? They can do it. Reach out to Kitchen Solvers and they can get you back into a working kitchen in 5 days. Kitchen Solvers, find what inspires you.
Think cybersecurity is only for big corporations? Think again. Small and mid-sized businesses in Kansas are prime targets for data breaches and phishing scams. Don't wait until a breach happens. Be proactive. Identify vulnerabilities today. Call Nextech at 800-588-6649 or visit next-tech.com/cybersecure for a network assessment. Nextech, local, trusted, reliable.
The Red Devils play here on today's best country, 101.1 KFNF.
A tough one tonight for the Red Devils in match number 2. That is for sure, as they fall to the Southwest Rough Riders 2-0, losing set 1, 25-18, and the losing set 2, 26-24, a match in which the Red Devils were up in front 16-10 at one point, but just kind of like that St. Francis match in which Southwest was down 17-10 at one point. They come all the way back, really with the help of the sisters in Kyra and Annika Elms, and walk away with the win, 2-0 tonight, and that's what makes them a good team. That's why they're 17-2. They know when they can turn it on and when they need to pick it up and stuff like that. But Oberlin does not need to hang their heads at all. They played very, very well against a very, very great team. Kind of two matches that going back to last week too against Shiloh, another great team where you're in it, back and forth. Just a couple of points that you wish could go your way and a couple of things to change around, but you still got a lot of volleyball left throughout the year to maybe pick that up before you make your way into postseason play where those points really do. It comes down to it. Let's take you through our final numbers here tonight. We'll start with Southwest. Finishing with 1 ace is Caitlin Adams. Kyra Elms finishes with 16 kills, and I don't know how many she had at the end of set number 1, but she had a bunch in set number 2, that is for sure, especially when the Rough Riders find themselves down by a bunch of points there. She came alive, especially out of that middle spot. Red Devils couldn't really find an answer for her, but she finishes with 16 kills tonight. Cassidy Vaughn with 1 kill, Annika Elms with 10. Aspen Billiter finishes with an ace on the night as well. For the Rough Riders, who have 8 service errors. For Oberlin, it is 1 ace from Jory Fortin, 8 kills and a block from Briley Minnick, 2 kills from Elsie Larson, 3 kills, a block, and an ace from Maria Rodriguez as well on the night. So Oberlin, once again, losing set 1, 25-18, and losing set 2, 26-24. But Oberlin does finish the day 1-1 as they take down St. Francis a little bit earlier, 25-14, 25-15. So another 1-1 day for the Red Devils. They'll take it as they'll leave here with a record of 9-10, heading into a big weekend this weekend at home at their Oberlin Invite. Going to see a lot of tough teams. They can walk out of there 4-1 or 3-2. They would desperately take that, try to get it back above 500. That would be huge. Southwest now at 17-2, has the weekend off. They'll be back on the road against Alma and Overton next week. But once again, the Red Devils drop here to 9-10 with the loss to Southwest. So that'll wrap things up here for us tonight. Once again, Oberlin will be back on the floor coming up on Saturday for their home invite. And we will have coverage of all 5 of the Oberlin Red Devil matches right here on KFNF as well as on our KFNF YouTube channel. So make sure you give it a listen there. We'll also have select coverage of some other games as well throughout the tournament. So tune in all day on Saturday for some high school volleyball. Got a lot of great games on the line there from Oberlin with a lot of great teams. Don't forget, too, coming up this Friday night, we got Oberlin Red Devil football from Hoxie starting with pregame at 6 and kickoff at 7. So that'll wrap things up. Oberlin finishes 1-1 in the triangular, beating St. Francis but losing to Southwest in 2 hard-fought sets. So that'll do it for me tonight. I'm Sam Knoll signing off saying so long and good night here from Oberlin.